Welcome to another edition of the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, and let me just say this. The Bucs had no business winning this game. No business at all. Because when you give up 5 sacks to the Bengal defense, and again, we're live on Bucs Report here from the Tan Talk Sports Studios. Again, I'm your host, Peter Blake. When you give up 5 sacks and you have 4 interceptions, you are lucky to be in the game. But Jameis Winston going forward should not be your quarterback, period. I see a young player that's lost his confidence. And at this point, it's about who gives you the best chance to win. And I think that's Fitzpatrick easily, because you look at the statistics today. Jameis Winston, 18 for 35, 276, with a really good pass to Deshaun Jackson for 60 yards. But And that's the very frustrating thing about Jameis Winston and seeing him and seeing his potential. He can make those throws. He can make those throws to Deshaun Jackson. He can make those throws to Mike Evans. But he also can make those throws where the first interception is double coverage, right? No need to throw that ball, but that's a red zone interception. The second one, it's a rollout to Adam Humphries. The play should be to Adam Humphries. If it isn't there at that point, then there should be no throw. You take the sack, or you try to rush out of the pocket, you throw the ball out of bounds. That's what you do. That's how you play quarterback in the NFL. And this is what I don't understand at this point, because we see it day after day after day, game after game with Jameis Winston making these kind of mistakes. So it's a little bit disappointing at this juncture. And you have to think, really, is this ever going to change? And I don't know if it's going to. So, hold on a sec here. There we go. Okay, so I'm just making sure I'm live right now. Again, you're watching the Bucs Report post-game show live on the Sports Web from the Tan Talk Sports Studios. I'm your host, Peter Blake, the host of the only FM sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area on Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6 on WTAN 106.1 FM and 1340 AM. So going forward, going against the Carolina Panthers, I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is your quarterback. He leads this offense back 18 points in the fourth quarter. Statistically, 11 for 15, 194 yards and 2 touchdowns. And guys, he looks confident. And he gives you another aspect that Winston cannot give you. And even though Winston completes the pass to Jackson for the 60-yard bomb, he doesn't do that consistently enough. He doesn't make good decisions. The third interception, you can't throw that ball. You can't do it. You make that pass, that's what happens. The fourth, which leads to a pick 6, that's the difference in the game. You have to take care of the ball, and he doesn't do it. Now, that's not saying that the defense is without blame, but I will say this. I thought the defense at times, once again, made stops to give this team the ball back. They gave the offense every opportunity that you would want to have, and yet the offense squandered it. But they did get back in the game at 27-16. But then, once again, Winston commits turnovers. And you can have the most sound game plan you want, because, again, you look at the numbers with the running game. 19 for 85 for Peyton Barber with the touchdown. He ran well. But here's the problem. Football 101. When you get down early and you're down 21-0, guess what? You become a one-dimensional offense, and that's exactly what the Bucs did today, and they had to get away from the running game. So you see how it works. If you turn over the ball and you put your defense in situations where they're on a short field, which, by the way, if you check their statistics, 86% in the red zone this year. Unacceptable. But when your offense can't sustain drives, that's what happens. So yes. Let's go out to Bucs Report. Let's get some questions, and then we'll go from there. Peter H. Blake, does Fitzpatrick start the rest of the season? Don't debate. Yes, Ryan Fitzpatrick starts the rest of the season because he gives you the best chance to win. He also gives you the best accuracy. He gives you the big play ability. 72-yard pass to Mike Evans gets them back in the game. O.J. Howard later on, and then you get the 2-point conversion. That veteran right now is playing with confidence, and he gives you the best chance to win. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not a Winston fan, and I was a Winston fan, but you cannot defend him anymore. There's no defending this. I've watched football for over 30 years, and I've never seen a quarterback make so many mistakes over and over again. It's either progression or regression. Look at the Buccaneers' record when Winston throws over 2 interceptions, 3-13. Proof is in the pudding at this point. 4 interceptions. The second one is absolutely dreadful. Can't throw the ball to the linebacker. The linebacker is right there waiting for it. When you're in your own end zone, you can't throw the ball and take chances. You have to live to fight another day. And in order for this team to play against the Carolina Panthers, the best situation for them going forward is Ryan Fitzpatrick. What you're watching right now is the post-game show live on Bucs Report from the Tan Talk Sports Studios. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. Remember, join me and the Sports Web crew from Fergs on November 10th, live from St. Pete on Central Avenue. We'll be out there doing the evolution of sports talk radio. So, take some more questions. A young player that's lost his team, absolutely. He has issues on and off the field. Absolutely will say that too, that he does have some issues off the field, and it cost this team this year. But I'm looking at play on the field. That's what I'm looking at. The play on the field. Has his play gotten better? Let's go back to the statistics. 18 for 35, 276 yards, 1 touchdown. You know, the sad thing is that the Bucs actually have a good game plan. On the 3rd interception that he throws, you go pass play action. That's where your bread is. That's where your bread is buttered. Your play action. You make the commitment to the running game. You suck the linebackers up. You've got Cameron Brate wide open. You overshoot him. Interception. Disappointing. Very, very disappointing at this point. Let's see. What's his trade value? I don't know what the trade value is. I don't know what his trade value is at this point. I don't know where the Buccaneers go. I'm completely shocked by Winston's play on the field. I believe that he would get better. And look, there's no more excuses. Forget it. There is no more excuses in 2018. Yes, your offensive line is not great. And if I'm Jason Light, send a memo to this organization that your right side right now needs to be changed. DeMar Dotson needs to be replaced. Caleb Benenoch has been awful. It's time to see what Alex Kappa's got. He's got to be better than Caleb Benenoch at this point. You have to make changes, and I think it starts with that right side overall. But the commitment to the running game today was good. It was a good game plan. But once again, you get out of that game plan because you turn over the ball, and it's disappointing. So, let's see. Cordell told you all was going to throw the interceptions. Going to lose Winston to straight trash, trade him. I don't know if he has any value to trade him. I don't know what value he has. What are you going to give for him? What are you going to get? Let's see. Should the Bucs fire their coaches? I think that I look back at a defensive play by Carlton Davis. Good coverage on A.J. Green. Green catches a touchdown. But you notice the technique of these cornerbacks this year, right? They're looking at the receiver. But the technique is wrong. And look, I never played football, but you have to look back at the ball. You have to get your hand up and look back at the ball, and yet we see the same things. Now, once again, the defense did play well. But can somebody please explain to me, with Andy Dalton having 24 fourth-quarter comebacks, why Levante David is covering A.J. Green? Football 101. Matchups in the NFL. Win your matchups one-on-one. Levante David covering A.J. Green is not a good matchup. Bad coaching. Let's see. If Fitz is the starter, does Djax want to stay? Yes, I think he does. I think he absolutely wants to, because you look at the aspect of the game that's been missing from this Buccaneer offense. It's been the deep ball. Besides today, again, Winston is inconsistent, and you can't trust Winston going forward. Fitzpatrick can throw the deep ball. He showed it today. A beautiful pass to Mike Evans. Some beautiful passes, and he got the time. And the game plan was sound because you made the defense respect you with the running game. I talk about it all the time. It's about commitment and effort. They didn't have it during the season today. They did, and unfortunately, they had to get out of their game plan. Disappointing. How many games do you believe Fitzpatrick can win throughout the season? Who knows? With all the weapons that this team has, why not? Why can't they make a run? I'm going to tell you right now, they got a tough matchup with the Carolina Panthers, who absolutely blew the doors off of the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are a top-notch defense. So if you think the Carolina Panthers are going to lay down, think again. Let's see. No trade value, yellow starburst level. If Fitz starts the game, the Bucs would have won. I mean, with the turnover situation with Jameis Winston, Darryl, you could absolutely make that case. And I go back to this. I mean, your offensive line isn't the greatest, but you're going pass protect, you're going pass pro. You have a great game plan with the running game. You're chipping running backs. You're chipping tight ends. You're giving him the necessary time. He's overshooting guys. He's high. When Fitzpatrick gets in there, he looks like a totally different player. It's like you're better off winning. And look, when it comes down to it, it's not about Winston versus Fitzpatrick, guys. It's about who gives you the best chance to win, and that is Ryan Fitzpatrick. And what you're watching right now is the post-game show live here on Bucs Report from the Tan Talk Sports Studios. I'm your host, Peter Blake, host of the only FM sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area from 3 to 6 on WTAN 106.1 FM and 1340 AM. Yes, he will start next week, I think. Is it fair to say Jameis is a bust? I think that's definitely fair. I think it's definitely fair I think he's regressed. I don't think he's progressed. Remember? Progression, regression. Now, is it fair to say that Winston, when he came into the league, again, you have the 4,000 yards, not a great offensive line, not great weapons, but what's the excuse now? There is no excuse. You can't defend it. So right now he does look like a bust. Agree, Tom. No more excuses. Draft a quarterback next year. I think it's certainly possible. One guy to keep an eye on at this point, because I've been looking at some of the 2019 prospects. Believe it or not, there's an Oregon quarterback named, I believe, Herbert, who would be there. But you know what? You got Fitzpatrick. Maybe you go with Fitzpatrick at this point and groom a young quarterback. I don't know what this. It's very tough to say. So, Cutter deserves better. His offense works. Is it Cutter's offense or is it Todd Monken's offense? I think it's not Cutter's offense. I actually think it's Todd Monken's offense, Robert. Nothing. Winston is worthless. It's harsh, but it's the reality of it. It's not a good. Well, yeah, you're right, Cordell. I absolutely said 31-27, and sometimes you're wrong. And at the point in the game, the Bucs were down 27-16. They have the momentum. By the way, can we get a kicker that can kick extra points? And look, I understand that the NFL has changed the rule to get into the kickers' heads at this point, but you got to get a kicker. You can't have a guy that can't kick extra points. I mean, that's your job. You got one job to do, kick extra points. Time to bring in a kicker. Time for kicking competition. You guys out there in Bucs Report, maybe you try out. Let's see. Sit Jameis and save $20 million. Certainly possible at this point. Mike Ledecky to take the place of Caleb Benenoch. At this point, anything is better than Caleb Benenoch. Sorry. Colin Kaepernick, no, I'm not going with Colin Kaepernick. You got Rip Fitzpatrick, who understands the offense, understands how it works. You go with Ryan Fitzpatrick. No Colin Kaepernick. Defense is not good for a time coaching change. Again, I thought JPP had 2 sacks. He's getting close to breaking the curse. Simeon Rice hasn't had the Bucs haven't had a double-digit sacker. It looks like JPP. He had 2 sacks in this game. I thought Vita Vea played well. I thought Carl Nassib played well in this game. I thought the linebackers were a little bit rough, but overall they made some stops. And once again, the offense put them in some bad situations. This defense shut down Joe Mixon after giving up 114 yards the first half. He ended up with 21 carries for 123 yards. What did we talk about on the Bucs pre-game show? let Taj Boyd beat you. He did. He had a good game, 9 for 138 yards, 1 touchdown. A.J. Green with the touchdown, big third down conversion, 5 for 76 and 1 touchdown also. On the last drive, it's disappointing because, look, when you give a quarterback that much time to throw the ball, bad things are going to happen. So that's it. Bring Dungy back. At this point, defense needs to step up. Agree. I don't know if Dungy's going to come back. Line blocks better for Fitz. Maybe so, Mitchell, but here's the thing. Maybe Fitzpatrick makes quicker decisions because you look at some of those sacks, and I bet if you go back in the film, it's a time clock in Winston's head when he feels like he needs to get rid of the ball. He's not getting rid of the ball. He's holding on to the ball. He's trying to go through his progressions, and it's not working out for him. That's disappointing, and that's not necessarily on the offensive line. That's on your quarterback, and that's on understanding making a quick decision. And if you're not confident in making those quick decisions, then that's what happens. Patrick Murray is doing nothing. Get rid of Winston now. I think he's going to be benched. Defense is still giving up too many points and can't stop anyone when it counts. Agree with that. I thought it was a conservative game plan. And again, once again, I go back to the whole play of having Levante David on A.J. Green. Please, somebody explain that to me, because the NFL is about matchups. And what you're watching right now is the post-game show live here from the Tan Talk Sports Studios. I'm your host, Peter Blake, host of the only FM sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area on Saturday afternoons, 36 on WTAN 106.1 FM and 1340 AM. We call it the evolution of sports talk radio. We give you your own walk-up music. We let you call in twice, and we don't hang up on you like those other sports talk shows do. Bucs Report and everybody out there, I appreciate the support. It is absolutely awesome. I don't want to curse, but it's just awesome. All right, let's see. We will be in rebuilding mode, and Godwin and Mike Evans in their prime. No, you're not going to be in a rebuilding mode because Ryan Fitzpatrick, the season is not over yet. You're going to get an opportunity to win some games. I still think this team can win some games. They rallied around this quarterback today. Anything is possible. I believe in Fitzmagic. There you go. I do want answers, absolutely. And we do bring the Peter, absolutely. All right, Del Rio, defensive coordinator next season. I don't know yet, not ready to make that assumption. In fact, I think if Jack Del Rio may want to still be a head coach in this league, and it's certainly possible, let's not go there. Thank you. I'm absolutely going off today. Winston has little hands, can't control the ball, always overthrows. He does not do a good job of with his footwork. He was high today on those passes. It cost him with 2 interceptions. It's the same decision-making. It's disappointing. And again, the most frustrating thing is the fact that you see Winston throw 60 yards to Deshaun Jackson. You see him put it right in Mike Evans' hands. You see a calm and collective quarterback at times, and then you see a quarterback that looks like a rookie again. It's disappointing. He's inconsistent. You got to go with the hot hand. Fitzmagic is the guy. There you go. Trade Winston for Patrick Peterson. Doubtful because they have Josh Rosen, so I don't see that happening. But interesting Madden trade there for you, but I don't think it's going to happen. Good question any way it goes. We can make a real run. Absolutely, Johnny. You can make a real run because you have those weapons, and you showed it today. 18 points with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers scoring in the fourth quarter. Let's see. Didn't Winston have vision issues in college with contacts or something? He had some issues. He has issues with making decisions and trying to basically go in those small windows that are not there. Has Winston taken his last snap in Tampa, Jay? Absolutely, you're a heavy hitter, and I think he may have taken his last snap in Tampa Bay for this season. Going forward, I believe that Ryan Fitzpatrick is your quarterback. Absolutely. Come and see us at Ferg's here and in St. Pete. So let's see. Gruden like Winston, maybe. I'm not sure because Winston has. I don't think John Gruden likes Winston because if he did, most likely he would be the new Tampa Bay coach. Also, the Bucs weren't willing to pay him. It's an astute point with saying that with. with John Gruden maybe not liking Derek Carr. I'm not sure if he likes Jameis Winston, but you never know with John Gruden. It seems like John Gruden likes everybody at this point. Let's see. That's right. We don't bring any nonsense. Exactly. Absolutely. Winston's IQ is under 90. I'm 100% right. Well, some of the decisions, Daryl, that he makes is not good. I'm not going to make this a personal attack. It's about him making decisions on the football field that has not worked out for him. Again, defense has to step up. JPP played well, but at times, once again, the Bucs did get beat with their pass coverage. So, let's see. Bucs need Dan Bailey, new kicker. I think Dan Bailey got picked up, Corey. So I think they definitely need to take a look at some kickers this week. So overall. So, I mean, that for me, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't think we can go anymore. I mean, pretty much at this point with this game and you know, it's just been, it's disappointing. It really is. Because you have a chance to win. Your defense can't stop them. But you cannot commit those turnovers. And once again, the Bucs lose to the Cincinnati Bengals 37-34. And I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is your new quarterback, not only next week, but going forward. So definitely tune in to the only FM sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area on Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6 on WTAN 106.1 FM and 1340 AM. I'm your host, Peter Blake, live on Bucs Report from the Tan Talk Sports Studios. We're going to get out of here. But again, Bucs Report and everybody that's following this program, thank you very much for your support, and we'll continue to put out the content. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. Have a good week.